What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, friends, maybe even some enemies out there who are listening to this? I don't know. Another weekend podcast. I really like the mellow weekend shows. This is definitely going to be a regular occurrence. Just put some chill music on. I got a seltzer water here. I kind of wish I had a tea. That's okay though. We are almost to Christmas. It's kind of funny how the doomsdayers out there are talking recession and nobody's out spending money. I mean, I've now gone shopping the last couple weekends. There's a lot of people out. There is a lot of people out and about, spending money. Seems like everybody's doing pretty good. Most people are doing pretty good. Just an observation. Probably shouldn't believe everything that we read on social media. Social media tends to be a little doom and gloom. The sky is always falling on social media. I'm just not seeing that in real life. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. I had a great weekend. Very relaxing. I was excited because on Friday, 2 episodes of the Great British Bake Off Holiday Edition came out. I really love that show. If you've never seen that show, it's on Netflix. It's a baking competition where they take non-professional bakers. These are just home bakers, hobby bakers. And they put them through so many week, pretty grueling competition to find out who is the greatest British baker. And I feel like what makes the show so refreshing is how supportive all the contestants are of each other. That show would never work in this country. We are entirely too competitive. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but for the purposes of this show, that's what makes it amazing, is that, yes, they are competitive, but it's cool to see them supporting each other so much. And I love the holiday shows, the cool stuff they make, Christmas themed, bright colors. Most of it all centers around desserts, unlike the regular season where they mix in some other kinds of baked goods that aren't necessarily dessert oriented. So it was a good 2 episodes. Worth a watch if you've never seen it. I highly recommend. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm not going to say who won. Really, we all won. I always tell myself, I'm going to start baking. Like, I feel like if I dedicated myself to baking, I could do all the things that these men and women are doing. And I could. The only problem with that is I would then eat everything that I bake. So it's in my own best interest that I not become a great baker. I think with that would come a whole host of other issues, mainly revolving around excessive sugar consumption. I'm excited because we have Christmas dinner essentially figured out. I am in charge of the main courses. Okay, now I know what you're thinking. But Jake, you fuck up everything you cook on the holidays. Yeah, true. That's why I'm getting back to my roots. I'm keeping it simple. I'm doing what I know. In sports, really in anything, you play to your strengths, you know? Play to whatever your strength is. Pizza is my strength. I can make some pizza. I can make pizza from scratch. And that's exactly what I plan on doing. I got a pizza stone. I mean, I've had this pizza stone for, geez, 15 years now. Thing is nicely seasoned at this point. But I did just get a new pizza board, which makes it easier to get the pizza on the stone. So I'm going to make 3 pizzas: a ham and pineapple, a pepperoni, and then one with mushrooms and some red peppers and some olives. A little combination. And there'll be some other, side dishes and some snacks, but we're not doing some crazy, quote unquote, traditional Christmas dinner. What's the point? It's a lot of work. It's a lot more fun making pizza. Smells better. Everybody loves it. And most important, I am confident in my ability to pull this off. Third time's a charm, right? On Friday this past week, uh, I was not being very productive with some downtime, and I came across this recipe for it's essentially an apple cake, and very few ingredients, not a lot of prep time. And I thought, I could make that. I got some time to kill. Had a couple hours. So I made this apple cake. Oh man. It was so good. To say that it was so good is an understatement. I crushed it. I used Honeycrisp apples. I did get one Granny Smith, and I thought, well, maybe for a little tart, I'll do a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 Honeycrisps to 1 Granny Smith. And then as I'm peeling the apples, I'm like, no. I want every aspect of this dessert to be sweet. Every aspect. So 3 Honeycrisp apples later, we were good to go. And when that thing came out of the oven, oh baby, did it smell good. And you will be proud because I have still been abstaining from the hippie lettuce. I only had 2 pieces that night, and not even very big pieces. Like 2, normal, not American normal, 2 European normal sized slices. And it wasn't a very big cake anyway. I was pretty proud of myself. I have to say, there were some people who didn't believe in me and thought I was going to crush that whole cake. And they had every reason to think that. Because most of the time I would have. I would have pulled that thing out of the oven, got it all on a plate, not even cut it, grabbed a fork, and went to Chowtown. I'm not going to lie, I thought about it. I decided not to. It wasn't worth it. And I knew I would feel like hot garbage Saturday morning. And I wanted to go to boxing practice and feel good. So I might make another one of those in addition to the pizzas. I feel like this is my destiny at this point to pull off this Christmas dinner. This is my destiny. Nothing can stop me. What you can't see is the giant shit-eating grin on my face, knowing that full well all of this could just blow up in my face. I don't think it's going to. I made a demo dough tonight, and it turned out quite nice. I was happy with the texture. I got it in the fridge right now, and then tomorrow I'm going to make an actual pizza out of it. See if I need to adjust some of the seasoning. I am not going into this unprepared. I am in it to win it. I'm done failing at food. No more failing. At Jake Brown Pod. X/Twitter and Instagram. What are your plans for Christmas dinner? Who's making what? I'd love to know. Whatever it is that any of you are making, I know it's going to be great. And if it sucks, just have some more champagne until it tastes good. Is everyone out there a fan of the holidays in general? How do we feel about the holidays? I never used to be the biggest fan of Christmas. And I have my reasons. I think we all have our reasons why we like or dislike anything. I don't think anyone just arbitrarily hates things. We all got a reason, right? I think my biggest reason, at least the last 15 years, I mean, it's been better the last few years, but I lost my mom to cancer back in 2008. And she passed in January of 2008. And thinking back to that final Christmas, it's something that I just ended up fixating on, and it's almost like sours all the other Christmases. And like anything, time heals all wounds. And there's a lot of truth to that. The way I feel about Christmas now, very, very different than how I felt about Christmas 10 years ago. I'm honestly at a point in my life right now where I'm really looking forward to Christmas. And it has nothing to do with the gifts, either giving or receiving. It just has everything to do with the people who are in my life today. And I can reminisce about the good Christmases that I had when my mom was alive, and I do that. But anymore, I find myself looking forward. So I'm excited for this Christmas. I'm excited I get to spend time at some point over the holiday season with my friends. Maybe I'll get to see my family. I don't know. We'll see. Everybody kind of does their own thing anymore. And that's okay. I still send out a slew of text messages to my cousins. It's just going to be a great holiday season, regardless of how the pizzas turn out. I hope that everyone out there is able to spend whatever you consider to be quality time with who you consider to be the quality people in your life. Life is definitely too short. Good timing with that song. Today's episode, I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about 3 different businesses that have helped me immensely in my life. 3 specific businesses. These businesses are important to me, and by no means are they sponsors of the show, but they're owned and operated by great people, and I want to share. This is the season for sharing, right? Sharing is caring. I just want to share a little bit about these businesses with all of you, so that if you are in the greater Olympia area and you find yourself in need of services that match up with these businesses, I would definitely push you in their direction. First and foremost, CrossFit Olympia. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh God, CrossFit is a cult. So, maybe it is. Wink, wink. It's not really a cult. There was a point in time in my life where I was transitioning from one career, and I didn't have any idea what I was going to do. It's almost like I was back at square one, and I was not at a good place in my life, mentally, emotionally, my physical health. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't where I was used to it being. And I was just searching for something different, you know? And at the time, I was going to 24-hour fitness, which was a fine place at the time. But it was boring. It was just doing the same things over and over and over. My brain was not stimulated. I needed more, but I didn't know what I needed. And I remember this trainer, I'm not going to say what her name is, but she said, "Do you want a real workout?" And I looked at her and I said, "Yeah, I do want a real workout. I'm sick of this shit." And she said, "Well, you should come check out CrossFit Olympia." This is all 100% true. I'm not embellishing. I'm not exaggerating. This is how it happened. So I was like, okay. I went down, did one class early in the morning, and I was hooked immediately. I was hooked. I have always compared CrossFit to extreme PE. To me, it is just playing. And it was exactly what my mind needed. It was exactly what my body needed. It started to change my attitude and my outlook. And I think more importantly, it was such a good community of people. It just started to change who I was as a person at that time. And I've told the owner, Juanita, this. I've said, I feel like CrossFit Olympia saved my life. At that time, it was exactly what I needed. So I will say to anyone out there, if you are bored, if you are stuck in a rut, spinning your wheels, tired of doing the same thing over and over and over, I challenge you to come try CrossFit Olympia's classes. Give it time. You will see improvements. But more importantly, you're going to meet some amazing people. And I promise you, I know we all like to joke that CrossFit is some sort of cult. It's not a cult. I'm not going to sit here and say that everyone there is super normal. We're all a little crazy. But it's a great group of people who work hard, who have fun. It can definitely change your life. But you have to give it a chance. And there are other CrossFit gyms in Thurston County. There's nothing wrong with those gyms. Maybe you mesh better with one than the other. I happen to mesh with CrossFit Olympia. Great owners, great programming, great members, great coaches. And I'm not just saying that because I am one of the coaches, but we really do have great coaches. I love that place. And as long as I live in Olympia, I will be a member of CrossFit Olympia. I think it's an important place because it definitely helps people become healthier. And I'm all about people getting healthy. Next business. Some years ago, it was about 2006. I was in an automobile collision. No joke. It happened while I was at work. May have been driving a little too fast for the conditions. These things happen. But the end result of this collision was a concussion. I pulled a lot of muscles in my back, and I had pretty severe whiplash and torn muscles in my neck. And that was the most problematic injury of everything that happened that night. And that's when I met physical therapist Jennifer Penrose, who currently owns Penrose and Associates Physical Therapy. She's located in Lacey, Washington. Now, if you know me, some of you do, most of you don't. I'm a little bit of a control freak. So when it was time for me to do physical therapy, I had a lot of trust issues. I had a hard time simply putting my recovery into someone else's hands. Hell to the no. The way my brain works, I know my body better than anyone. I'll do it myself. Well, that wasn't really an option here. And I was fortunate enough that when I made a physical therapist appointment, I just happened to get scheduled with Jennifer. And this is way before she opened up her own practice. What impressed me with Jennifer was her attention to detail. But most importantly, I would say there were two things: eye contact, and she listened to me when I would tell her what was going on with my body, the issues that I was having. And so often today, it's almost like nobody looks at you, nobody's really listening to you. Faces are in clipboards taking notes. Here's a prescription. Try this. If it doesn't work, come back. We'll try something different. It's just not very personal, you know? You almost feel like the provider doesn't care to a certain extent. That was never the case with Jennifer Penrose. I felt like she was invested in my recovery. And through weeks and weeks and weeks of work, I got past that. And I knew that if I was ever going to hurt myself again somehow, probably from racing motorcycles, she was going to be the person that I reached out to for help. And now here I am, all these years later. There is no one else that I would want to go see for my physical therapy needs. Nobody. I trust Jennifer. I know she cares. I know she's going to listen to me. And I'm not the easiest patient to deal with. I know I'm not the easiest patient to deal with. I can be a little stubborn, and I think most athletes are stubborn. We like to do things our way. But she gets that about me, and she works with me and my stubbornness. And really, the proof is in the pudding, because when I listen to her, I get better results. So whatever physical issues you are having, and at some point I would love to have Jennifer on the podcast to talk to her more about what it is that she does. But if you need physical therapy, 100% you should reach out to her office. 100%. I remember at one point I had broken my ankle in a motorcycle crash, and the rehab was just not going as well as I had wanted, and she was a little stumped as well. I think this is one of the more impressive things about her, was that she could have just kept at it and kept at it and kept at it. You know, almost like just through sheer ego, I'm going to fix this kind of thing. But she reached a point where she knew I needed a different perspective. And she referred me to a podiatrist. I ended up getting more information. A different path was chosen. And then Jennifer and I were able to essentially form a new plan to help get my ankle healed. That was a big deal to me, you know? That was a big deal to me. To be able to look at a situation objectively and then say, let's get another opinion on this. What we're doing isn't working. Let's get another opinion and see if we can get a new plan of action. And it worked. It took time, but it worked. Again, I say, if you are having whatever kind of issues with your body, if you've broken bones, if you've torn ligaments, I know she has massage therapists that work out of her office. Whatever's ailing you, reach out to Jennifer Penrose. Let her try to help you. It beats living in pain every day. And the third business and final business that I'm going to talk about, and I know I've mentioned this before, I used to race motorcycles for a very long time. And motorcycle racing, regardless of what level you're at, is not cheap. And there were definitely times where I needed assistance doing tasks to my bike. And from a money standpoint, I needed assistance. And from the very beginning, I had the best support from Motorsports of Olympia. It is our local Yamaha and KTM dealer. Family owned. John, Paul, Alex, Gillis. They are fantastic. They are the absolute best. Whether you are road racing, something modern, and have questions, you're having issues, they can help. Or whether you got some 2001 clapped out YZ250 and you can't figure out how to clean the carb, they can help with that too. And really, it doesn't even have to be a Yamaha or a KTM. Hey, newsflash, those guys can work on Hondas and Kawasaki's. They can work on just about anything. They have always been amazing when it comes to supporting me with replacing broken parts. They've always opened up their garage if I needed to do work on my bike and didn't have the tools or the right tools. Literally, always a text away. No problem, bring it in. We'll get it figured out. And for someone in my position, trying to make my way into the racing world, having that kind of support was absolutely invaluable. And still is to this day. I don't race to the extent that I used to. I'm only doing enduros and scrambles. But I know if I have an issue with my KTM 150 XCW, they're going to help me get it sorted out. The peace of mind that I have knowing that my bike is always going to be well taken care of, it just comes from who they all are as people. So, if you're looking to buy a Yamaha, if you're looking to buy a KTM, if you need service work done, if you need parts or accessories for whatever bike you have, go check out Motorsports of Olympia. Do it. Plus, I think they're giving out free coffee and popcorn. Do they still do that? Man, I mean, that's worth it right there. That's worth it right there. Cup of Joe and some corn. Sometimes I just like to go out there and say hi. I don't even buy anything. I've always had this love affair with motorcycles. From the time I was a little kid, like a very little kid, and we would go to Payless Drug. So we lived in Seaside on the northwest Oregon coast, and in Warrington, there was a Payless Drug. Right next door to the Payless Drug, in the same little strip mall, was a Kawasaki dealer. So I would be, a little kid, like 5, 6 years old. My mom would go in to Payless Drug, and I would go right next door to the Kawasaki dealer the entire time she was shopping. And I would just sit on all the different motorcycles and make dirt bike noises and twist the throttle and act like I was racing. And I always loved the smell, the smells of the motors, and this is going to sound bad, the different chemicals, gasoline, the grease, the way the new tires smell. I just thought those bikes were the coolest thing ever, and I always wanted a dirt bike. Always wanted one. Took me 40 years. And I had a lot of other bikes. I just never got into dirt bikes really until a little over a year ago. So much fun. I love those memes that say, money can't buy you happiness. Well, money can buy you a fucking dirt bike, and that'll put a smile on your face 10 out of 10 times. If it's got 2 wheels and a motor, it's going to put a smile on your face. Go check out some bikes. I can't think of a better Christmas present to get your little kid than a dirt bike. And if they already got one, get them some new gear. All right, those are the 3 businesses I wanted to talk about. Again, none of them are sponsors. But to me in my life, they have been instrumental. Instrumental to me. And I thank them for everything that they have done. And again, I would encourage you, if you are needing services along any of those lines, go check out CrossFit Olympia, Jennifer Penrose Physical Therapy, or Motorsports of Olympia. 3 locally owned businesses, top notch, great people. You won't be sorry. All right. I had to do a Bard on Sunday. I have to do a Bard. I can't not do a Bard. So I asked Bard, List 5 unusual facts that humans should know, but probably don't. So I'm curious, what does Bard think that we as humans should know? These are a little weird. So after these first 5, I asked Bard to list 5 more. They're all kind of interesting. Some maybe you've heard of. Did you know a sloth can hold their breath longer than a dolphin? I didn't know that. Dolphins have to come up for air every few minutes, but a sloth can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. Do you know why? Because of their slow metabolism and heart rate. I don't know whether or not that's something humans should know, but it is pretty cool. Did you know the Earth emits a constant hum? I did not know that. Maybe I had heard it, but that is definitely not something I was surprised again when I read this. I wonder if anybody can hear it. I wonder if there are any humans out there who are complete anomalies, freaks of nature, who can hear or feel this hum. It's thought to be caused by lightning strikes and plays a role in regulating the Earth's electrical field. Did you know there are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the beaches on Earth? I had heard that one before. They give a number here for the estimated number of grains of sand. 7 quintillion, which is a 7 followed by 18 zeros. How do you even estimate that? Who is sitting around trying to estimate how many grains of sand there are on Earth? It seems overwhelming to do. And kind of a waste of time. Did you know, and I can honestly say I did not know this, you share most of your DNA with a banana? We as humans share about 50% of our DNA with bananas. This is because both humans and bananas evolved from a common ancestor about 60 million years ago. Get out of here, Bard. You're drunk. Bard, you're drunk. Did you know your eyes are always the same size from birth? I did know that. That's why babies have big, giant eyes. They have adult eyes and a baby head. While your face and body grow significantly throughout your life, the size of your eyes remains relatively constant from birth. This is because the size of your eye is determined by the size of your eye socket, which is formed in the first trimester of pregnancy. Interesting. I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to wrap this up. One more. This one is kind of gross. Did you know you are constantly losing and replacing skin cells every minute? You shed about 30,000 to 40,000 dead skin cells. This means that you completely replace the outer layer of your skin every 28 to 30 days. So, fellas, you should probably wash your sheets more. Women are pretty clean. Guys, we are not. Wash your clothes, wash your sheets, wash your bodies. Ugh, so much dead skin. So much dead skin. Ugh. What a way to end this episode. Dead skin cells. All right, friends. That's my show for tonight. I'll have another new episode here in another couple days. It'll be a little more upbeat. Until then, enjoy your night, and I will talk with you later.